Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. It is another glorious morning here, and we have got the patrol boat back and docked up, and I'm so excited. We're going to be able to take this boat, we're going to retrofit it for our needs, and we're going to turn it into a light attack craft, an escort vessel, an anti-aircraft, area denial kind of weapons platform. Something that can protect the Discovery, or just whatever else I need to give some anti-fighter, anti-drone protection to. But first things first, water mod updated. So there'll be some changes. For example, if I yeet myself off here into the water and don't do anything, I float and swim. Yes, you can now swim in the water, although the rendering is a little weird when you're down in first person. But, yeah. You can swim, which is kind of cool. So, one of the original things I had done with this playthrough was made it so, like, because you couldn't do this before, I had to disable, like, I was thinking of, like, oh, I could just disable jetpack and I could just use these ladders to get back on my boats and such. But then, you know, you wouldn't float in Water Mod 2.0. At least the original version of it. He added that, which is kind of cool. So, now you can float. Now you can swim. And if you hold C to sink, you'll sink down, and then once you're on the ground, on the bottom of the ocean, you can walk around like normal. But as soon as you let go, you'll just float up to the surface, which is kind of cool. So realistically, if you wanted to do that playthrough, where you didn't have any jetpack, and you just had to use ladders and stuff to get out of the water, it's now doable. However, I've gotten so used to using my jetpack, I'm just going to keep it on for the rest of the series. It also just makes things a little bit easier for me to make videos. But what I've done is, in this particular save, he has made it so that WaterMod 2.0, an archived obsolete version that won't get any bug updates, has been put out. So I've switched my save over to the archive version, and I've also switched the scenario for this save over to the version as well. So if you are having issues with your save because you're finding all your boats sinking and such, you have to change the water mod that is currently in the save with the archive version. But anywho, so with that, it means that all of the AI boats that spawn will still be able to float, and all my stuff still function. So this thing floats now. If I head on down here, jump in, I have repaired these two reverse thrusters after it got back to dock. I added in some more of the floaty blocks, the foam. But we need to decide on whether or not I want to continue doing that foam, because as far as I'm concerned, there's two main things I need to do to this boat. So first off, the thrusters I think are going to be more than enough. We've got 2 left and right, 2 reverse, and 6 forward, which is a little ridiculous for the amount we have forward. And there's an assert that is getting a little bit close, but should probably be fine. 6 forward is a little ridiculous, but whatever, it's fine. It's going to allow us to get up to some really high speeds, which is a-okay. So I don't really care about changing the exterior of the boat or the propulsion systems or anything like that. We do have a lot of batteries on this thing. Like, holy crap, this thing has like 8 lithium-ion batteries, because I believe almost all of its batteries are undamaged, like that it stock comes with. And I'll have you know, I did not name this Patrol L boat. That's how it came. Everything on this boat is named Patrol L. So This was not me. The things I do want to change, though, is we're going to take these spots here. I want to expand them out a little bit. As I'm thinking a CWiz would be absolutely amazing in that position. As such, I probably want to change out some of these blocks. Thinking like here, because if we look at the CWiz, when it has its little ghost on there, I want it to be able to cover off everything it has, like in terms of like its footprint, so it's not hanging off the side. So these need to become full blocks, and then these can become slopes right here, and then a full block as well right there. So let's first cut this. We have fire cover on this end. Interesting. A little bit extra sort of spaced armor there for it. And we do have the build and repairs overlapping in this zone, so they should easily build it up for me. Steel plate, if I can spell correctly. Jeez. Well, I just grab some steel plate. Should be able to do is blunk, dunk, dunk like that, and then those. Does that work? Yeah, and then we can just place a CWiz facing outwards. But ooh, I think I could get a better. I might want to change the underneath a little bit. Because what I could do is I could have this angled up a little bit, like that. So instead of a full block here, I can go like this full corner. It's kind of good. And then that. And then it's just that little bit more streamlined. Hey, let's do that. Hi. So block, corner, and then ramp. Oh yeah, that looks like a nice little sort of pontoon jut out little weapons pad thing. And these guns need to be at least 3 blocks apart. In which case we do have 1, 2, 3. So they will be functioning perfectly. And just copy that on the other side. And whatever, I'll just let that fall. The other thing I need to do to this boat is decide whether or not I want to change out some of the interior bits. And oh my god, is that grid floating? Oh, that's cool. So even with the old... Oh, then as soon as I take it away, it sinks? As soon as it becomes an unbuilt frame? Oh man, the new physics he's had for the water mod are amazing. Like even in this old archived version that he has, which is just the new stuff is just great. He is doing an amazing job. And I need to plate. Yo, and I'm almost at a hydrogen. Speaking of hydrogen, on that boat, while the front end hydrogen tanks were destroyed, and that's why I needed to take out materials to make floats to be able to get home, the back end hydrogen tanks are still there, still functional, still full actually. A little bit less than full because I siphoned some of them off into the Discovery to fill up its tanks. But I could still use them as floaties. I could still have that be this thing's flotation. Because if I'm not mistaken, right now, if I cut this thing free, this thing is completely functional right now. We've got enough of the tanks in the back that it should float, if I'm not mistaken. Unless he's done something to the physics that I am not aware of and ready for. And I'm just going to turn that aerodynamics to always off, because I don't want to see the lift gizmo. So as you can see here, there is tanks underneath the railing there. There's hydrogen tanks here. If we pop down into the belly of the ship, all this back here is hydrogen and oxygen tanks. I'm just wondering what I want to do with this. Because I could cut all of these tanks and just put in flotation blocks, which would probably be simpler and less explosive. And just run entirely off the batteries, which this thing has 8. Like, 8 lithium batteries. 3 megawatts each. Like, this thing will be able to patrol for a very long time on just those batteries. Conversely, if I gave it an engine, so we got the hydrogen. Let me take a look here. It's got 11 hydrogen tanks right now. And fill those up and add an engine or two, but to run these thrusters, I have to have a lot of engines. You could theoretically have a whole bunch of fuel there. Keep this thing running for a very long time. We would just need to add an engine somewhere down here, like say right here off of this pointing upwards. I don't know. I think I'm just going to add the engine if this thing still floats. But let's check that. Let's see if this has changed in the physics too much. So if it works or not. Close this door up so it don't fall through. Come back into here. And we should be able to is unlock. And we're good. We float. So the gold whale is completely functional as is. So we'll leave our dampeners on there, as we are now a little too low in the water in order to connect up to the station again. But we're still within build and repair range, so we should be able to continue working on the boat here. Just a few things that are just patching up holes and such. So let us go in here. We'll go so an engine. Hydrogen engine. And I'm thinking an engine like so. One there and one there. Then we need just a float. There we go. Just a few more floaties. Because I don't want to get to the point where I'm just barely able to float. I want to float nicely. Especially if this thing gets weighed down by ammunition and such. Alright. So these engines are on, they're generating power. My spectator camera. God, it's going way too fast. There we go. Let's see. I want to make sure all this is piped up together correctly. So these cargo containers, and this boat is slowly drifting into this. Wow! I hit the I hit the damn antenna. Ah! God damn it. It's definitely picked up my welder. Where's my other tools? What are these called? Enhanced. There they are. Okay. So, back to what I was talking about. We are slowly drifting into the coast here, so that's not good. We shall move ourselves a little bit back. And I love that that block over there is still floating away. Alright, back to what I was talking about. We have these small containers are up to this connector, which then is going into a H2O2 generator, which is then going back into tanks. It's hard to do this when the ship's moving. And those tanks are going into conveyors, which are going into more conveyors, which are going into those, which are up to the cargo containers inside. Okay, so that's how everything is piped together. Are the two halves piped together is a very good question. They have the conveyor right here is piping the two halves together. Okay. So what I probably want to do is reconnect these two halves, just because. And then I want to run a single line down and up into this cargo container so that we can have this front gun mount be piped. And it is currently not piped, and we need it to be. So I'm just going to grab some steel plate, as I died, rammed my head into a wall, and lost the steel plate that I was carrying. Excellent. So, pop out here. We're going to go from this thing here. We'll do a curve. And straight on back till here, which we'll put a T. Because we can. Because we have those available to us. Well, excellent. That will pipe up the front gun mount. And do us good. I do want to add probably at least a couple floaty blocks in the back as well, because you can imagine a situation if it still works like this, where the fuller the tank, the more floaty power it gets. Where I set this thing to sit a location, I leave the engines on, and then over time it just sinks because it used up all of its flotation from its hydrogen tanks. That would be hilarious in my opinion, but not very fun. You'd have to go and like resuscitate it off the ground again. Oh, I didn't fix up this side of that. Oop, and this one? Yeah, there we go. Then it looks like the rest of this can just get filled in. No, that's a corner piece. That's the wrong piece. The rest can just filled in with armor blocks. And we'll put a 100mm cannon, I think, here. That looks good. Although I do want to change the armor pieces leading up to it. Because I want to make sure it looks like that cannon is properly mounted on there without, like, hanging off the edge. So we will rotate these pieces so that that side is pointing upwards, giving it that little bit of a purchase. And then where would it be? Be under 6 here. Yeah, this piece. That can go there. Or actually, is there a better piece that covers the entire space? So this side. Alright, well I guess I'll have the battery slightly exposed, but It's all good to have a little bit of a weak spot. Little sides of the batteries and stuff being exposed, be damned. It'll work out. That, and then close off the side. Bada bum. Then I believe we just want a little bit of a catwalk here, which is aluminum, or we just do armor plate. That's easier. Armor panels. Boom. Boom. Although right here and right there, I have a little bit of space. I'm going to add emergency floaty blocks. In case the front ever dips below a certain level, those will keep the front high enough. And we will have 2 Seawiz 100mm. Ooh, this boat's going to be tasty. Alright, so now we just need to add a few more floaties into the cargo holds and cover up this hole in the roof, although it's been very convenient to get in and out. Where to put it? Here? Yeah. Cut this piece out. And we'll put a float in there. Same on the other side. And I think I can get rid of these half windows as well to put floats in. Because I don't think there's any other real space here besides... I can get rid of these air vents. They really don't...
Inventory full.
They don't do anything for me. So why have them? Just need the burgers back. And then that way we can have in another set and then get rid of these windows. Not damage the thrusters. And then just have these floaty blocks back here, which would give me a little peace of mind of having them there. Still able to get back and see all my tanks and see all their statuses, but having these floats will allow the boat to not be so frightening to sail. Right, let's get all that built up. Locked up to the base again. We're going to look at this ship only. 100mm cannon has pulled some ammo. Cargo. Do we not have anything named cargo container on this particular boat? Wait, what were these called? SCC. Oh, I see. That's what you called them. SCC. There it is. All right. Transfer around our resources here. Get rid of all this Gatling ammo because we certainly don't need it. We do have another large cargo container on that boat, which we will, I think, transfer all this ammo into. All my various ammo I've collected over the season so far into this one cargo container. For over 1,000 30mm. That is amazing. And SSE. We have 8 of them. Jeez. Seawiz turrets. We will give them... Do I want to give them standard or C-RAM ammo? Probably just the standard ammo. And then we'll give that a container of the 30mm and a container of 100mm. And that's probably more than enough. Although this thing could be used for a salvage operation if needed. We could Ooh, could have added build and repair to this thing. Yeah, for now we won't. Then need to cover the roof. A little bit of extra armor paneling. And this thing should be ready for combat. You guys built up? No, just need the buoyancy foam. Everything else is built. How you doing, foam? Nothing's being made for foam. Okay, production. Synthetics. You want to make foam, but you need plastic. Ah, because your plastic is in your own frickin' inventory. Damn. See, this is a long-term bug with Space Engineers where if this needs plastic, but plastic is in its output, it can't put it back into its input. Oh, I really wish they would fix that so that it could steal from its own output back into its input. I so wish they would fix that. But I need to do that in order for this thing to make foam. And now it's making it just fine. It'll use up all that plastic to make the 100 foam that it wants. Let's make a couple hundred extra plastic as well. Start out with. So then that way I have extra plastic to make the extra foam, to make the extra. It's a process. But now we have an escort vessel that will be able to set up anti-aircraft zones. So, like, for example, when I did that fight against the... where it is over here. Although we still need to go out and salvage what's... not much left of this, but what's left of that boat. And we need to salvage this assert. When I was fighting this assert, I could have, if I had that boat, sailed it up, taken out this thing, parked it right here, and this would be spawning drones, but that boat would shoot them down so quickly and easily. And also with its cannon, I could have taken out this assert, and we could probably go and take out this territory defense station, because, you know, this is now a relatively disposable boat. If this thing gets nuked off the map, I don't really care. Where, if that was the, like, in early game, if it was the Wave Rider that I lost, I'd probably reload and start the episode over. Or, like, if I lose the Discovery right now, that's such a major setback that it's not even worth finishing the episode. Just reload. Where this guy, we can get into some trouble. We could even use this thing as a relatively light and fast cargo ship. Considering it's got those 8 small cargo containers, and it's got a bunch of power, we could use it to run cargo from various locations. I mean, if we're going to go out and get our resources from, like, Cobalt, which is over here, we'll probably still use the C-130. But if I want to load some stuff up and, you know, head off and see what I can do on this enemy continent here, maybe we should go do that. But first off, I think, I mean, hopefully, we should be pretty close to getting this stuff built up. Should be enough plastics for now. Build your buoyancy foams. Put all that plastic in there. When that is done, we should be able to take this thing and blow that territory defense station to smithereens. And that will be a good trial run for this patrol boat. Well, most of them are built up. We should be good enough. And besides, while we're gone, the synthetics factory will make some more, and when we come back, they'll all build up really quickly. But for now, we have ton of ammo. Yes, we actually have a little bit of food and water, too. Excellent. So, we should be able to cut loose. And let's hit the road. Although I believe there's one thing I'm missing. No, we do have gyroscopes. Very good. Because this thing is a little wiggly wobbly. I feel like I should put one of those gyroscopes on override. But we'll be fine. Ooh. This thing's got some spunk to it. Excellent. So we got H2O2 generators. They're off. We have the 2 engines, which we are currently on, producing a very small amount of power. That is all good. I think I'll turn them off for now, as we do have a fair amount of power in our batteries. They are fully charged, and we do have a couple hours of power there. Oh, that's something I do want to do, is I'd like to create a group for my backwards thrusters. It's always a good thing to do. Boat backwards. And put that on my bar. Toggle those on and off. That way I can put on my dampeners. I can thrust forward. And it won't slow down because of my backwards thrusters, but I can turn and then the boat will dampen and take the new heading. Alright. And with our very shallow draft compared to the... is that broken plate? Oh, it is. It is! It was scrap metal. Oh, maybe from all the drones and stuff that I shot down in this area. Just some random scrap metal. The Discovery had 3 or 4 blocks of draft, of boat below the waterline. Whereas our boat here has only a block and a half, maybe, of draft. So that means we should have 0 issue going full bore through this this low area, as we have tons of space, just absolute tons. And we're going to put those patrol boats forwards. Oh, 1 cruise thruster forwards? Oh no, wait, I gotta put the eye here. There's the rest of the ones. These all should be patrol boat. And then a dash. So you know it wasn't me because it has a... It's not a dash. No, I didn't take it. Whoa! I'm shooting. Oh, hello. 100mm. Why are you shooting? Is it the assert base thing? Oh, I think it is shooting at the assert base. I'll turn it off for a moment. I think I'll put that on my hotbar immediately. Ability to toggle that on and off, and then I should put my my CWIZ here. Control boat. CWIZ into a group as well. To toggle them on and off. I'll be able to control what this thing is shooting. Then, the forward thrusters. Forwards. So that I can make a group with those, with decreasing and increasing thrust override. So I can set myself a nice cruise speed here with, say, 10% thrust. Get me, what, 20 meters a second? That is more than enough. Come on, other gun. You can't shoot. It's in front. You have to shoot through the boat for that, which you shouldn't. Here, do you really want to shoot it? Fine. Enjoy. Blasting that thing to smithereens. Although none of your shots are actually really landing. Because you're not compensating for drop? Yeah, they're all landing short. Ugh, fine, we'll get closer. Although that's hitting. Oh, heck yes. Beautiful. And... oh, no more shooting? Alright. I guess you're done. Almost within range for this territory defense station. Although I wonder how... it looks like I have an okay angle from down here. Yeah, this looks alright. I was worried it was just going to be shooting into the hillside, but I think we're good. I might even want to stay out here at relative maximum range. We'll cut our engines, come to a stop. For 100mm, I want to go to... we got our HE 100mm. That's good. Exactly what I want for anti-grid damage. Turn on our 100mm. What? Why are you shooting back there? You're done with that target. Shoot at that thing. Thank you. Let's see how we're doing. Excellent. Bombard it from range. Oh, that is beautiful. Antenna is down. We're blasting our way through it. Causing secondary explosions. Excellent. Plenty of ammo to throw at it as well. There goes some solar panels. Excellent. Ah, perfect time to get some get some thumbnails. There you go. Oh yeah, one of these frames will be your thumbnail. Not sure which one, but the one that looks good. But I think that was very successful. We've got our patrol boat operational. Some good retrofits. And we are ready to use it as a attack craft. And I absolutely love that those are like physical objects that fly out of the gun and land on the deck. I love that. So what to do next, now that we have this patrol boat? I think I may... I mean, this gives me an opportunity where I can leave this boat, say, sitting out here in the harbor, or if I want to do any particular... oh, it's a mobile drilling platform. Oh, which way is that going? Oh, it's that way. You know, if this was heading... I wonder if I can actually get ahead of this and shoot it down. Because then it would be some, like, major salvage I could get. Let's see. Because I need to start going after, like, big targets like that if I want to get some good salvage. And if I can get ahead of this thing, it is... If I go down to the ground right where it is... It's only 1.7 off the ground. So I should be able to shoot it down if I'm capable of getting around this head of land in front of it. In which case, I might have to turn on the thrusters on high here. 25%. I mean, 25 meters a second looks like kind of my upper limit in terms of speed. But if I could knock down a mobile drilling platform, that would be amazing. Look at all of the goodies that are on this thing. Hop inside of it. Yes. Ooh. And then also, we have any of its cargo containers that are full of stuff. Reactors! Oh, if I can knock that down and steal some of its uranium, that would be great. I could probably salvage enough to deconstruct and then make into depleted uranium rounds, which give me some limited duop rounds, which would allow me to make a really big coastal naval battery and make shells for it, because those require uranium. Oh, let's see. I can just barely see my boat down there, trying its hardest, although it's heading straight for the coast here, so we're going to aim it a little bit to the side. Now we're good. And I am still I'm spectating the mobile drilling platform, as in my camera is following the movements of that platform at the exact speed it is, and my boat is slightly gaining on my camera. So I am slightly faster than it, so I should be able to intercept it. Excellent! All we need to do now is not die of thirst, because my character is getting thirsty. Which, thankfully, I do have stuff in the connector. So while my boat is speeding along, we can get some water. 2.55, 2.53. Nope. Stop shooting backwards at random stuff. You're within range of the thing in the sky. Shoot in the sky. Thank you. Alright, good. We're in range. We're firing. We're also going to try to pull in beside it here. It's going the same direction as we are, and we're pummeling it from the ground. Oh, yes. Oh, this is perfect. We've taken off its big thrusters. It's going down! Oh my god, we're going to turn off our big gun. We have some salvage waiting for us. Actually, we're also going to turn off our other guns as well, because I do not want this thing to get shot up any more than it already has. We have our first kill. We're fast enough to intercept and strong enough to knock things out of the sky. Our first beautiful salvage. We'll see how these things survive getting splashed into the water. They survive quite nicely, actually. It is almost intact during splashdown. There's so much resources there that we can take. Plus, it looks like all of our reactors are good. We lost one reactor, but 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So we should be able to steal all that stuff. Nah, stop shooting. Excellent. Well, we have a salvage operation on our hands, which I think the best thing to do would probably be for me to oh god, we're taking fire, taking fire. The thing's shooting at us. Pull away, pull away, pull away. It's not deactivated or destroyed yet. Ah. Okay. The Sea Whiz, we want subsystems offense. Pound it. We need to shoot its guns off. Something on this thing was shooting back at us. I'm not sure where. Same thing for the 100mm. Where was that turret of it? Ah, there on the roof. Okay, okay. Thankfully, it's not shooting the part with the power. It's just shooting the part with the turrets on it, which is exactly what I want. God, that looks good. I think the C-Wiz are pretty useless here. But those guns... They still online, or is this side offline now? I think this side is out of power? Yeah, I think it's out of power. Okay, good. Turn that gun off. Anyway, we took minor damage. But we should be good for salvage now. Shouldn't be any other bits and pieces that have turrets on them in this area. The main thing I want to do is swim down and steal the uranium and steal these reactors. So, hopefully, we don't get shot up going back in there. Although what I think I should do is add some decoys somewhere on this boat to improve my durability. Maybe put little arms off the side and add decoys to them. But there we go. First major kill with the gold whale. And we're going to be doing some salvage operations. And killing some more stuff in the future. But that is going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. And good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.